All right, last time we went through all the positives about living in Wesley Chapel, and today we're going to go through the negatives. I don't know how some of these guys do it, but I've got a list here. My name's Chris. This is all about living in Tampa. If you have any comments, questions, anything that you need, I am a licensed loan officer. If you have any finance questions, you can actually schedule a time for me to talk to you, and let's go ahead and get into this. It actually took us a little while to figure out some of these negatives, but there still are quite a few, depending on what kind of buyer you are. Distance is one of the ones that we wanted to talk about. Distance, maybe we picked out to the beaches like Indian Rocks Beach. You're looking at about 50 to 60 minute drive. On a weekend, I picked some times when you might be going out there. Downtown or I should say to the airports, Tampa International Airport is going to run you in the mornings about 30 minutes. Later on in the afternoon, you're looking at about 40, 45 minutes with traffic. If you're looking at downtown or maybe for work, or I actually was thinking about this for like, if you're going to a Lightning game, Amalie Arena's downtown, you're looking at about a 25 to 30 minute drive in the morning or afternoon, so that's not so bad. If you got Bucks tickets, if you're a football fan, on Sundays, you're looking at about a 25 minute drive. And then the other thing is, with where you're living, if you're gonna be going to one of these events and you wanna take an Uber, or Lyft or something like that. Those are some negatives because you are going to pay, a hefty premium on that. Plus, on the way back, there might be increases on the prices based on where you're coming from. So, if you're traveling a far distance like that, or if you're going to Top Golf, if you're going to a Lightning game, a Bucks game, anything like that, you're going to pay a big premium on that. So anyway, something else to think about. Next negative that we want to talk about is when you're coming up on 75 heading north or heading south, either way. It's just for me, I'm usually heading north to go there. When you get off on the exit State Road 56, it'll break off, and we'll put a graphic up for you. You're going to see how long the exit is. And there's still some infrastructure that's going on, but it's such a busy intersection that, especially on the weekends, almost any time on the weekends or in the evening during the weekdays, because we've gone up there and picked up food and different things like that, it gets backed up quite a bit. So you're talking about probably at least half a mile back at different points. There are stoplights, if you're going to be heading, to the outlet malls and different things like that. You can stay in the right-hand lane if you're just going to, like, let's say Sam's Club or Wiregrass Mall, and you don't have to wait on the stoplight. But it is a little bit of a hassle. We went and picked up food from one of the restaurants up there this weekend, and I probably wish I had left about 10, 15 minutes earlier because of that traffic that was so backed up. There are a lot of HOAs there. So if you're looking for more rural area, back probably 10, 15 years ago, this is rural. Now it's growing and, doing really well. So now you got to go further north. If you're thinking about like property, land, different things like that, you probably want to be closer to San Antonio, maybe Dade City area, where it is going to be a little bit more rural. You're going to have more opportunities to buy some land. Might be a little bit cheaper as far as price goes. You might be able to get a little bit more bang for your buck if you're looking for a house out there. We'll put some maps up, but you can kind of tell which is going to be more rural areas based on the development and infrastructure that's out there. But going actually west as well from 75, towards maybe south of Spring Hill, but east of Newport Richey, that whole area there is developing as well. So, if you want something that's, less congested, you want to stay away from Wesley Chapel. Growing pains is another, there are, I believe stats show me here, a rate of home ownership 74%, and growth rate is in the 6% range. So a lot of people are moving to the area. If you're thinking about, if you have a family, you have kids, there's tons of schools, obviously, and there's a lot of schools within some of the HOAs as well, so that's a benefit. But if we're talking about negatives, if you want to send your kids to private school, you don't have a whole lot of options out there. You've got like Montessori, if you're looking at kindergarten, pre-K, or actually Saddlebrook Prep is probably one of your only options if you're 3rd grade through 12th grade. If you want to go, into some of the private schools, you're probably going to have to drive into Carrollwood area, or you might find a couple private schools like in the Land O'Lakes, Willow Bend area. Otherwise, you're going to South Tampa as well. So, you're talking about a pretty significant drive if you're looking at private schools. So if you're looking for a small town feel, it's not going to be the place for you either. That's why we kind of talked about moving closer to like San Antonio, Dade City, going north, or going west of 75. That'll give you more of a, they've actually got, like Dade City has their downtown, even Newport Richey as well, very small downtown, little shops you can walk through, and that gives you that old time type feel. Home values and price points. If you're looking somewhere, a very average size home for a family, probably 1,250 square feet to 1,500 square feet. Right now, prices are ranging between $240,000 to $365,000, and that's a super competitive target spot right now. So even though those prices might be listed at that, you're looking actually, and that's for single family homes and townhouses, you're looking at being in a multiple offer situation. So just while we're kind of talking about this, no matter who you use, you want to get pre-approved actually, not just pre-qualified, pre-approved to be able to submit an offer and put your best foot forward. Yeah, I would even suggest that you have your lender contact the listing agent just to see if they have any questions, not to give any personal information about yourself, but just to let them know how qualified you are, because most lenders don't do that. Last thing I want to talk about is if you're not wanting to be, around a lot of people, families, those kind of things, Wesley Chapel is probably not the place for you. Like I try to compare it to like Disney cruise. If you guys have ever been on a Disney cruise, we took our kids on it. They actually have a separate area for adults. So within Wesley Chapel, they did rebrand it as the Florida Sports Coast. So you're going to have a lot of kids, under 18, right? You're going to have a lot of families coming in for tournaments, for showcases on the weekends. So anywhere you go, let's say restaurants, if you're going to the outlets, if you're going to Wiregrass Mall just to walk around, you're going to have a lot of families around. So if you're single, if you're a couple and you want to be in more of an adult situation, just be prepared. You're going to have a lot of family things going on around you in Wesley Chapel. If you're looking for like a feel of being able to walk to your local bar, your local restaurant, this isn't really going to be the place for you. Everything you're going to commute to is going to probably need a drive, a car, an Uber, something like that. If you want more of a adult type feel or neighborhood type of walking wherever you want to be, you might want to look at Seminole Heights or downtown Tampa, and we'll do some more videos on that, especially if there's more interest on it. So if you made it this far in the video, please give it a like. If you have any questions, remember I am a licensed loan officer. I run a branch here in Tampa. Anything I can do to help you in regards to your move, realtor suggestions, or finance questions, give me a call, shoot me a comment, or email, text, and I'd be glad to help you.